Over the past few months, we've been focusing on what's next for Battlefield 2042. We've been taking this time to listen to you, our players, so we can focus on improving and evolving the game based on what we've heard.
Hey folks, I'm Freeman, Battlefield's Community Manager. I'm joined by Senior Producer Ryan MacArthur and Creative Director Lars Gustafsson.
Yeah, I mean, we spent a lot of time taking feedback from the players, looking at the data we have in the game, and just looking at the game we intended to build.
That's pretty much Reddit.
To the learnings we've got from our players. And
those 4 points, that's pretty much Reddit. So you can't say they aren't listening.
What are the changes that players...
You really can't say they aren't listening because he just described Reddit. Now, what they do about it is not going to solve everybody's problems, you know, but... what they do about it is probably gonna... Actually, it's not even gonna matter. The people who are complaining aren't gonna even play anymore.
You're gonna see the first of these changes with the launch of Season 1. Yeah, I mean, this map is different from the other 7 that we created at launch. It's got a ton of verticality. It's got good space for vehicle play, but it's also got those things that make a battle.
See, I don't like verticality because I don't play the one specialist that can take advantage of it. The fly suit girl. I don't play her, so I don't like verticality. Okay, I like verticality, but I don't like 7 billion floor building verticality.
As Kaleidoscope is the first one we're going to see, so late in Season 1, you're going to see a reintroduction of Kaleidoscope that sort of has, you know, the things that we see our players really craving at the moment.
Let's take a look at that and have a look at some of the changes.
On Kaleidoscope, we've revised areas across the entire level, adding more cover, creating new flag positions, and
I literally didn't see a difference. Let's go back. B1 got moved to that. Okay. I'm looking at point placement. G is moved. What is G? Is that like on the inside of that building or something? All right, we're gonna listen to what they added. They said they added more cover. That was my first concern, is that do we have more cover for infantry? Because we need more cover.
Less cover and terrain has been raised, and new forward operating bases have been added to increase close quarters. And new forward operating bases
I like that.
have been added to increase close quarters combat. Not only that, but we've made sure more of the new assets that...
You know, on one map, I was like, if they just put a few crates here, a few trailers, I'd be fine. Because it was like, it was too many open areas, man.
We've used on this map benefit from increased destruction, helping to change the battlefield more...
And you know why I think they did that? It's because the 128 players modes already, the 128 player modes already had performance problems. So I think they had to remove map elements to prevent the servers from crying and lagging. So now that they've made the decision to get rid of that crap, it opens up the doors for this.
In the park, we've installed a forward operating base.
Oh my gosh, thank you. That was just like this big open hill that was just like prime for being sniped. And you crossed it, you died. And smokes were like required on this map.
At the data center, we've increased the number of defense points, ensuring that when you're fighting here, you're fighting for every inch.
I don't know what that means. But can you just drive a bolt through all that? That's what I'm wondering. Or a Jeep and just like bolt, you know, how much is this is destructible? Because cover means nothing if you could just flatten it, you know, in 2 seconds.
At the tower, you'll find the second command and control base.
Oh, this is so much better already. Dude, this is... If they do this with all the maps, it's going to solve a lot of my issues with the maps. A lot of them. Except the verticality part. I don't like that crap.
You'll find that the infantry experience has improved here, adding a giant tree and making the gazebo smaller.
They put a real tree there?
Adding a giant tree.
They got rid of the fake trees and they put real ones.
Making the gazebo smaller to create a stronger defensive layout. Like with Kaleidoscope, the whole map has been reviewed.
This is the epitome of my issues with their maps, because there's so much sniper room on here. It's just ridiculous how much it's just... I mean, this area here is not too bad. You see these bumps here because there's a lot of like little cubby holes that you can hide behind and stuff. But once you get to this map and you have to run across this or come over here or go here or here, you just get popped from everywhere, man.
With the intent set on improving the...
Somebody gets up here, they can snipe you all the way over here. It's crazy. Again, I think this is a benefit of the 64 player because it looks smaller. Yeah. The entire map's smaller now, which is not a bad thing. By the way, the map was too big, honestly. I think the map was too big, especially down here, man. It was just so much. There was so much room around E1, like this whole sector. It was too much. It was too much. Like you had to have a vehicle to really, you know, enjoy that. I think this is still too big, honestly. Oh, actually, let me see. Oh yeah, they split that into 2. So A1 and A2 over here. This is Conquest. This is not Breakthrough. This is all Conquest. The B sector here. The A and B sector. Well, I don't know about B1, though. I don't know about B1. Let's hear what he has to say, though.
With out-of-the-way sectors cut entirely from the battlefield to improve the flow of combat. There's all new assets deployed across the map with improved destruction and much more of
Look at all this infantry cover, man. Just sandbags is, oh, I
the
love
Battlefield feeling that we had at launch. Over at the solar station, we've revised the area to include much more cover. Huge concrete barriers, sandbag walls, and shipping containers.
Again, it's gonna depend on how much of this is destructible, though, because
out in the desert, we've reworked the terrain to help create clear paths for infantry and vehicles.
I think that was okay, though. This area was okay.
There's improved line of sight blockers that let you move.
This area was pretty good for infantry cover.
With more purpose between the flags and help to better direct the action into clearer front lines. The battery farm has been simplified, reducing the number of possible.
I'm gonna miss that though. Something about this little maze through these little power grid things. I kind of like that, man. It reminded me of like a CQC map type of a deal. So I'm gonna kind of miss that. They're gonna get rid of it.
Simplified, reducing.
And they got less of the. I mean, I think that's better, but I'm gonna miss it.
The number up ahead at the checkpoint. We fortified the farm side, allowing.
Ooh. Okay. This is coming out of the tunnel.
At the Senesco building, expect a lot more fortification and.
Dude, this road. I mean, that little sidewalk going to that building, I never ran up that. It was suicide. I mean, if you had the guy with the walls, I forgot his name, the guy who could put down the barriers, it kind of helped because you could like build like little mini checkpoints to get up there. But it's like that was just all open. You see how open that is? It's just like you just got shot, and people were up in the roof, and they were looking out the window, and you'd be running up there, no cover. Dead. So this is going to be a little bit better. Again, how much is this destructible?
That will need overwhelming displays have been reworked with new storage areas that give plenty of cover for defenders and improve the close quarters combat action once you get inside. Corridors are full of more line of sight blockers, making them viable defense points, including new lines of sandbags everywhere. The windows.
Some people are going to call that lazy, but that's exactly what the game needs.
We've decided to kind of unshackle ourselves from the 128 players
Thank you.
mantra that we had for this game.
Thank you. This is going to be the best thing for the game. I'm telling you, I'm calling it. The best thing for this game is getting rid of that crap.
128 players will still be there, and it's great for some modes, but not everywhere. So we will redirect our focus, build for fun, for freedom, for creativity at all points.
They stuck to their guns with that, too. 128 players. Blah, 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 blah.
So for all that warfare and conquest, 128 players is definitely a thing. Worth saying is that for the...
It makes sense for Conquest, 128 is okay, even though the performance wasn't good. It made more sense to Breakthrough, if you ask me.
We will scale...
Breakthrough was a whole bunch of choke points with with 128 people. It was just chaos and death. You know, it was fine for grinding certs or I'm not playing PlanetSide. It was fine for grinding like guns and stuff, but after a while, it got numbing.
Those times when you feel that you're getting shot at from all directions by the enemy to help you get in control, and we can do this through design.
Can you? All right, I'd like to hear this.
Okay, so
the Operation Metro players seem to hate the loss of one. Yeah, exactly. And many in chat said they're not going to play anymore. I hate those tiny maps. And yeah, see, to me, they're good for grinding guns. That's about it. It's good for grinding guns. Put on Netflix and you sit there and you grind guns.
A little bit about
it's good for that. But that's it. Hazard Zone. Can we please just like throw this in the trash? Just throw Hazard Zone in the trash. So did you just say that they're not going to do any maps for season 2?
Covered our plans for game motion experiences on a big area that we want to address today, and that's specialists.
Oh boy.
And I mean, I think, we've talked about this a lot.
All right, before I even hear this, I like specialists. I do. I don't think they're perfectly balanced. I don't think they're perfectly working, but I like the idea of them. I'm not married to the old Battlefield class system like a lot of other people are. So let me just put that out there. I really hope they don't cave to armchair designers and basically go backwards and make it worse than what it already is. Because a lot of people who play the game now have figured out specialists and know how to deal with them. Because in the beginning, people were like, oh, it's so stupid, everybody can have a rocket. And to me, that was just that was such a big knee-jerk reaction. It's like, come on, man. If everybody wanted to have a rocket in the previous game, everybody would just go, NG or whatever it is. If there's a lot of air, everybody will go rocket. I mean, there's literally no difference. Yeah, but you don't have to change. So it was a lot of armchair designing going on. And I really, before I even hear this, I hope they don't cave to the Reddit 7-paragraph essays.
I think, this isn't the easiest topic, but I think the key for us is that we've heard you. And I think, when we look at this, the feedback we're getting, I mean, these have both been polarizing, but they've also been confusing. There's that sort of disconnect between the quips you hear from these specialists, and they don't quite fit, and they break the immersion for players, which has always been core to Battlefield. They're too pristine, right? So we need to, they need to be dirty. They need
It's 2042.
So what you're going to see in the specialist is improved VO that kind of really fits them in the world. Body postures to sort of make them sort of fit in that Battlefield character that we're trying to create.
That ain't it, Chief. I don't care if they're too clean. This is stupid. Who cares about the voice lines? The match is over. I'm looking forward to the next one. Oh gosh.
We know that what we have in the game today can be improved. We've taken the expectations that our players have, and they've shared with us. And we want to make sure that we can deliver on that at the best possible quality.
The voice lines didn't fit. I agree. The voice lines didn't fit, but for me, they didn't take away anything because I could care less. Once the match is over, I'm looking at numbers. I don't really care about the voices or anything like that. It's oh man.
Next, we're going to speak about movement and the polishing updates.
It's a lot of general stuff here
to the game here. In July, as part of season 1,
I'm not surprised.
Some big updates coming.
Another example of this includes several improvements to changing directions when either running around or sprinting.
No, sir. I don't like it.
Portions of the body can now lean towards the direction of the movement,
delete this.
which makes for nicer looking animations. As well
I hate that. I hate that leaning nonsense.
We're looking forward to showing more of what we have in store in the future updates.
Playing together and staying.
I don't care. Long as it's first person, I don't see the big difference.
How do I make building a squad easier? How do I make sure I can find my friends and play with
the squad UI needs to be revamped.
That on the same platform or cross.
Because it's really bad now.
So you'll start.
We know performance has been an issue for many of you, our players. With the game dropping below our own expectations and certainly your expectations when it comes to playing the game on.
Then why did you ship it? I'm a former QA guy, man. Whenever these postmortems are like, yeah, it didn't meet our expectations. Then why did you ship it? Why'd you ship a subpar product? Oh, I know. We didn't hear none of this with the marketing stuff when they were trying to get us to buy it, did we? No. Why'd you ship it? Performance was horrible at launch. It was ridiculous, man. It's got better now, but I've heard a lot of stories that just DICE is a terrible, not DICE, but Frostbite is just a terrible engine. So it's like every time they come out with a new game, it's so hard to optimize. All right, listen to this.
Look at this serious team, hey? Let's have fun. You need supplies? I'm your man.
Angel was too happy before. They got to make him depressed.
Look at this serious team, hey? Let's have fun. You need supplies? I'm your man.
Angel does it again. Instead of Angel does it again. Angel does it again. I'm mad. I'm a soldier. I've got you in my sights. New map, new specialists, new weapons, new vehicles. So I got a feeling the new specialist is going to be behind the battle pass. I mean, that's what everybody else does. Or you just straight up buy it. I don't think they're going to... Well, they might. Well, no, I don't know. New map, new specialists, new weapons, new vehicles, new battle pass, more weekly missions, more Portal feature experiences. I hope they improve Portal some more. Portal is just a gem. It's so good, man. More community spotlights. Wait, so Renewal and Kaleidoscope aren't going to be improved until late. Oh, man. I was looking forward to that. I was hoping they'd be available with Season 1. Oh, well.